Views and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real. What's up, everybody? I know y'all can't see me right now, but I just had to post this picture real quick. This is how Armand's live ended. Just like that. The book burned and everything. The ultimate FU. When you burn somebody's stuff, their book, oh yeah, it's serious. It's getting serious out here. But what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? I don't have my earpiece on because I wanted to make sure that I convey everything that I wanted to, and it distracts me when I wear it. But make sure you guys hit that like button on your way in. Come on in, come on in. I know everybody kind of settling down from all the commotion, all the craziness that was going on. Let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Sadie? Thank you so much for coming. What's up, Kennedy? What's up, Vegas Girl? Shout out to Vegas Girl and Mina. I see them in the chat. My moderators, they are important to me. I couldn't do this without them. What's up, Casey? Thank you for coming. What's up, Woo Child? Yeah, she need to take tips from Armand, right? What's up, Southern Belle? Thank you for coming. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then that notification bell. And then also, if you want to support the channel and drop $1 or $2, because you know I'm going to Reno, so I need money for the Reno fund. What's up, Remain Teachable? What's up, Stephanie? She said, I love Armon Wiggins, but I'm scared for him. Jason Lee is going to try to destroy him after this. We're going to talk about that because Jason Lee, I did catch his response too. I had a laptop going and then I had my phone going. And then once Jason Lee addressed the situation, I was like, okay, I can just watch Armand, because he said he wasn't going to address it anymore. So I was like, well, shit, that's all we here for you to address it. Like, come on now. We did not care any. Am I wrong? We did not care about any of that gossip he was trying to tell us or anything like that, right? We didn't care nothing about that. We was like, come on, just get to it. Like, come on, like, tell us what's going on. But that's here nor there. Anyway, y'all, so Jason Lee and Armand, they've been going back and forth. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the stuff on Twitter, what was going on. Basically, on Twitter, Armand finally responded publicly to the situation and was all like, you know, here's the ad. Where's the ad at? You know, you've been subbing me this whole time, subliminal, subbing me the whole time, saying this and that. And remember, like a month ago, Jason had did he did a live. He was all like, yeah, and you saying Tiffany Haddish paid those people off, and it said it in Armand's title, like Tiffany paid off victims. You know, we reported on it on our show as well too. And that's what was published as well, that she paid off the victims. Like Armand wasn't trying to slander Tiffany Haddish. He's reporting what the publications were reporting on. He didn't like make that up or anything like that. And so Jason was pissed off, went on his rant, was like, yeah, you can't sit at my table, da 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 da. He's going off. And Armand never responded, but we knew he was talking about Armand. Also, he said that Jason had said something, and I'm talking about the live that he did a month ago where he was subbing Armand. He did a live ago where, that same live, he was talking about, like, yeah, like pink panties. And I guess Armand was wearing like a pink thong or something like that. And so so people put two and two together, like, yeah, he talking about Armand. Right. Because Jason didn't know what he was talking about. Jason didn't know what he was saying. It was published. Like Armand didn't make that up. So anyway, fast forward to now. I don't know what it was where Armand was all like, you know what? I am going to talk my shit. And so he started subbing them. First it started out where Armand had posted that clip of Kanye and this is the only time I'm going to talk about Kanye related to this situation. Other than that, I'm not talking about Kanye. But how Kanye was all like, yeah, I don't, when he was explaining why Jason Lee doesn't work for him anymore, he was like, yeah, I was seeing Jason Lee in the Balenciaga, blah, blah, blah. He was coming and he said he just noticed that people were taking money. That's what Kanye was saying, alluding to that Jason Lee was just leeching on him. And, he had this Balenciaga on and you making money. And he said enough without saying it. So we put two and two together. And so Armand had retweeted that. Jason Lee ended up blocking him or whatnot. He had already unfollowed him like a few months ago, but he ended up blocking him after that. And then also, Armand talks about how he had his employees actually unfollow. Jason had his employees unfollow Armand too. So it's like a whole thing. So fast forward today, Armand starts releasing the receipts. One thing, and I'm going to go kind of out of order because I didn't write none of this down. This is all off the membrane. This is off my brain right now. But Armand starts out, he said, like, he was going to San Diego to go get a dog for his boyfriend. And then Jason thought, like, oh, well, you're coming down here to try to see Cardi B. And he was like, no, I'm not coming down there to see Cardi B. I'm literally coming down there to look at this dog, get a dog or whatever. So he ends up going to LA. Jason wanted to create like a show. And so Armand had showed like a screenshot of when he was on Jason's show. Jason, he was helping Jason out trying to get his show started. So this was last year, February of 2021. I don't know the exact date, but it was February 2021. He was helping him out. He also talked about a little bit of the backstory to that. He had had Daytime Tea Time. I think he said Lovely Tea and Armand and like one other YouTuber. And Jason was asking like, hey, can you, he was asking for tips on how to do YouTube and stuff like that. And what's so hypocritical, anybody can get on YouTube. It's a free app. Anybody can get on YouTube. What's hypocritical is that you spend your whole time talking about YouTubers, but yet you went to YouTubers to try to figure this shit out and how to do it. That's a hypocrite. I don't know what you call it. It's a hypocrite. That's the only thing you can call it. So Armand helped him out with the show or whatever. And Cardi B, Cardi B had shouted him out in a video. This was when the single Up came. So it was around February 2021 when Cardi B had Up. And Cardi B had thanked him in an Instagram video. And Armand wanted to, like, he was excited about it because it was Cardi B. That was the first time she acknowledged him publicly. And he was excited. But at the time, Jason was mad at Cardi B. And this is also why he kept, like, harassing him about, oh, you're going to go see Cardi B, you're going to go see Cardi B and stuff like that. And Armon was like, no, I'm not trying to go see her or anything like that. It's because Jason was mad at Cardi B at the time. And I remember something about this a long time ago. They had made up. I don't know if you guys had heard about this, but Jason had said something about like him not getting along with Cardi B at the time. They never said what the issue was, but he definitely didn't want Armon hanging out with Cardi B. You know, he would say shit to try to get in his mind, like, oh, she's just gonna use you and stuff like that. So he was playing the game, you know. It's what a lot of these people do when they feel like they have power over you. They manipulate you and play this game like, oh, yeah, you don't trust that person. That person is this and that. Oh, my mouth dry. You know, this person is this and that. Can't trust them. They not good. Now, fast forward, him and Cardi are back cool. So you said all that, but now y'all back cool. Anyway. So there's another situation with the whole gagging. He was supposed to host. This was before Armon ended up hosting the show. Armon gets a message from somebody on Jason's team, all like, "Hey, we want you to host gagging." He was all like, "Oh, well," and then they're all like, "We want to see if you can host it like permanently." So Jason was actually trying to hook him up with a permanent spot hosting the whole gagging show, right? And he was like, you know, what's the budget for that? Because you can imagine Armon, he gets like maybe like over 1 million views in a month. He gets like over 1 million views in a month. So you can just imagine the money that he's making from YouTube. And then to go to Jason Lee platform and do it every Tuesday that's technically, even though it's 1 day a week, that's taken away from Armand's money, because then that got to go through Jason Lee. Jason probably get his cut for the production and stuff like that. So it didn't make any business sense. So he did ask about that. Then we go back to a few months ago. Remember, Wiley had dropped that exclusive, like, oh, Jason trying to make Armon work for free and stuff like that. And, you know, and that's when everything had exploded and stuff like that, because Armon had confided in Larry Reed and stuff like that. Well, Armon, and I give him credit for this, Armon did take responsibility of like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have said anything, because Jason hit him up all like, oh, you're trying to say I wasn't trying to pay you or anything like this. And it was like all this, the way Jason, because he showed the text messages, the way Jason was talking to Armon is like sonning him, like you my son, and like very disrespectful. And I'm so surprised, even though Armon said that he, you know, said something privately, I'm so surprised somebody like Armon let this go on for so long. Because if he dated back the first kind of inkling that he had something was wrong back in 2021, yeah, you probably was like, yo, he's gonna help me out. It's not gonna look good. I think he was scared. Now he's not gonna say this publicly, but I think he was scared of what Jason could possibly do, because you know Jason is very vengeful. Armon even said it. He'll buy your LLC. He'll buy everything up, and you know he'll send bots after you. Allegedly on the bots, he'll send bots after you. So he was really worried about that. Y'all, I got something on actually, I'm just boiling water on the stove. I'm gonna play a commercial and we'll be right back, y'all.
Girl, he was supposed to have go get him a lawyer. Instead, he was at the buffet eating crab legs, sucking on crab legs. Girl, he was over there just cracking them crab legs and sucking on them and eating them. Girl, he didn't go get him a lawyer. He was at the buffet eating the crab legs. Girl, oh girl, you know I got the receipts, girl.
You know I got the receipts, girl. Damn it, I wasn't quick enough, y'all. Let me play one more commercial.
Hey, 82, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I just got home, but you know, I just got finished cooking. You know what I cooked?
What you cooked?
I cooked ribs. Can I show you my ribs?
Please show the ribs.
Let me show you my ribs real quick. Can you see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Y'all see my ribs? Oh no, my camera.
Oh, Lord. This motherfucker right here gotta be stopped, bitch. You're not coming back.
Yes, hit that thumbs up. I'm making tea. I think like I'm not like sick or anything like that, but my throat is dry, and honey, it helps lubricate the throat and stuff like that. That might have sounded a little freaky. Anyway, because I know where y'all mind go. Damn it. Anyway, so what I was saying was that I was surprised that he let it go on, but like I said, Jason has been accused allegedly of being a hacker, sending bots, going the legal route and stuff like that. So I can see him probably like, okay, I don't want to ruin my relationship with Cardi B and stuff like that. A lot of this kind of circles back to Cardi B, because I even put it in the title. You could tell that there's some kind of jealousy between the relationship with the Cardi B and the Kanye thing. For example, remember the whole Daily Mail thing where you seen Kanye. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. I'll tell you later. Anyway, when the Daily Mail had posted Kanye was out at a brunch or whatever, right? And Armon had took that picture with Kanye. Y'all remember that picture? I probably should have took a screenshot, but y'all know the damn picture. So Jason had contacted the Daily Mail and had them rewrite it because it was Jason Lee's brunch that he was hosting or whatever, right? He had the Daily Mail rewrite it and add the Jason Lee's brunch, blah, blah, blah. But the shady part was that then all the photo of Armand and Kanye was removed, but all the pictures with Jason Lee and stuff were in there. Now that's some that is messed up right there. Took the picture of Armand and Kanye out, and then just added your pictures in there, rechanged the title, made sure your name was in there, and basically it was rewritten. And Armand was taken out, which I can see this as like, I can see this both ways. Like, yo, this dude gonna come in here, try to steal my shine and stuff like that. Because Armand let us know that he wanted to get a picture with Kanye, and Jason Lee was like, don't do that. And he was like telling them not to get a picture with Kanye and stuff like that. He was like, no, I'm gonna get a picture with Kanye. And boom, that's what he did. He got a picture and it ended up getting posted. So that was a situation where it was all like, okay, some shit is going on. And I remember talking to somebody, and I was all like, yeah, when that picture got taken down, I was all like, it was the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end. But now we're predating back to a year ago. Oh, this was kind of already going on. Like, you already kind of had this inkling that Jason wasn't shit, allegedly. Jason has admitted to hacking when he was fighting with Karen Civil. I remember because I thought he was saying Karen Civil was hacking him. Are you sure it wasn't the other way around? I thought he was saying Karen Civil hacked him, not he hacked her. Thank you. I appreciate that. And make sure you guys hit that like button as well, too, when you come in the room. So anyway, then you kind of get this stuff with the Cardi B. We're talking about the jealousy. So the Kanye thing happened, boom. So Cardi B, recently reposted Deposit Your Check, the song, right? With Armand's music video, posted it on Twitter. She's always shouting out Armand. They have a personal relationship. They have a relationship outside of Jason Lee. Jason Lee probably feels like, oh, this is my friend. This is, and talking about Cardi B, this is my friend. This is my person. This is who you wouldn't be anything without me. How dare you try to have your own relationship with her? I don't think he liked that at all. Because it's been said that Jason Lee, when he has like a group of people, he's the ringleader. He wants to be number one, numero uno. He wants to be number one. And this kind of gets me thinking like, yo, he never thought of Armand as his equal. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. What's up, Margot? Thank you for coming. No, he allegedly taught her how to do it. Oh, he taught her how to do it. Okay, okay. Thank y'all. Um, but he never seen Armand as an equal because the way he talks about YouTubers, you could tell, like, people are like, oh, this is some little YouTuber. And let's just be honest, even some of y'all who watching me right now, like I say, this is my full-time job. Some of y'all look like, oh, AT2, this ain't a job. This is a fucking hobby. Like, this ain't a job. Unfortunately, people still look at it like that. They still look at this shit like, oh, this isn't a real job. This is a hobby. Like, what are you talking about? Talking about this is your job. No, this is a job, a hobby. A job is a 9 to 5. So some people still look at it like that. And I bet you anything, Jason looks at this shit like a hobby. He don't look at Armand on the level of not saying that Jason doesn't respect any bloggers, because I think even though he doesn't like Tasha K, I think he respects the grind and the hustle. But for somebody like Armand, he still sees him like, oh, this is some little YouTuber. I don't care about, like, he's beneath me. But everyone knew Jason was shady, but Armand didn't care. So this is what happens. Ooh, Zipporah, you got a good point. You got a good point. You know, when you hear the stories and stuff like that. But then, how many times we hear stuff about, hey, people say shit about AT2, and they be like, AT2, I didn't like you originally, but now I like you. What's up, baby doll? Thank you for coming. Bounces love and hip. Not Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, we gonna lay off them for a minute because they did send me a check. But whatever y'all say, go ahead. I definitely agree with whatever y'all said. But they did send me a check, so I guess I got to be somewhat nice to them. No, we don't. No, we don't. Drag Wells Fargo. They're horrible. You remember I don't even get off topic. But anyway, Shauna, you're not late. No. You ain't late. Don't worry. So he never seen Armand as his equal. I think in Armand's mind, Armand probably thought like, oh, Jason Lee, I won't say Armand was fooled and he thought Jason Lee was like his friend or anything like that. But I think he thought like, hey, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to run with it. Sometimes y'all, you fuck with people that you know you shouldn't be fucking with. But you just go like, hey, they can probably give me a little clout, a little this, a little that. I can probably use them as a stepping stone to get to where I want to go. Because I'm not going to say Jason Lee doesn't have any connections. Obviously, he knows Floyd Mayweather. He knows different celebrities and stuff like that. So he does have a reach. Now, do I think he has the largest reach? No. But does Jason Lee have some kind of reach? Yes, he does. Definitely. And so Armand probably seen that and was like, you know what? I know he ain't shit, but I'm going to ride out with him. I'm going to ride out. What's that one TikTok? That's my man. I'm going to stick beside him. That's what Armand said. What did Kay say? Let me see what Kay said. It's easy to look the other way when you look up to a person. It's like when you find out that the pastor is a hoe, and it kind of makes you feel. Yes, that's what it is. Exactly. I think they use each other, but Armand was a little more genuine than Jason. Oh, I agree with you. And like Zipporah said, like Armand had to have known the way Jason was. I can't imagine, especially with the stories he was telling, I can't imagine like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't expect him to do this to me. It is what it is. Another situation. Right. On live. I showed the picture earlier, Kat. You didn't even see it, huh? Thank you for coming. Right there. Burn that damn book. Right, Sharna, you're right. It's enough for everyone to eat. You're definitely right about that. But some people just more greedy. Hey, some of us find eating top ramen. but others want to eat filet mignon and crab legs. Girl, he's down there eating some crab legs. Supposed to go get him a lawyer. I also, and I know Jason, because Jason did say, oh, he doesn't care what Armand says. Armand can say whatever he wants to and stuff like that. But and I'm going to get to Jason's response. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So Jason said that he played this audio, and the audio was basically Armand saying like, oh, Hollywood Unlocked, I don't want to be on that show. That's the boring show. Now, he didn't play the full context of it, but what I was told was that Armand was saying he wanted to be on a show with Jason, but he didn't want to do Hollywood Unlocked because, excuse me, that was a show on Fox Soul, and it was more not, I don't want to say downgraded. What am I trying to say? It was more PG. He didn't want to do that. He wanted to be on a more like lively show where, you know, something more of Armand's character. That one's more serious. It's a little bit more political. Talking about the Hollywood Unlocked that was on Fox Soul, more political, more serious. It wasn't funny and all about entertainment and stuff like that. So someone had told me like that was the full context of what Armand said. That's here nor there. And then he talked about how he reposted that Kanye thing with Kanye saying that he fired Jason Lee and stuff like that. He didn't like that, and he was just acting funny and weird and all this stuff. But he denied that a month ago, where he was subbing Armand. He said that wasn't about Armand. He said that it was about 5 different people, and Armand took it to think that it was about him. If anybody watched that live, and you can still watch it, it's not like it's gone or anything like that. You can still watch it. You will see it was clearly about Armand. Like, we didn't think about anybody, any other blog or anything about that. We directly was all like, oh, this shit is about Armand. So he's playing semantics with his words and was all like, no, I was just saying in general, this is why he didn't say a name. And this is what a lot of people will do. I'll be all like, yeah, there's somebody, you know, that lives in Vegas, and they even have it in the title of their name, and they over there just moderating, and they suck as a moderator. Who is a moderator, and who has the name Vegas, and who... I would be talking about Vegas Girl, so you would know who I'm talking about. And I love Vegas Girl. I'm obviously not talking bad about her, but you would know. So if you throw in a whole bunch of clues out there, we figure out who it is. What's up, Heza? We figure out who it is, and then you go like, no, I wasn't. You just made that up. And Armand had a rebuttal for this because he was like, I knew. He was like, I knew as soon as I responded, he was going to play stupid like, oh, you know, if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits, if the shoe fits, just say it. That's why, because AT2 is at 26K, pat on the back, and also pat yourselves on the back. Because AT2 is at 26K, I'll just say a name. I don't give a damn. I'll just say the name. Whoever I'm funky with, whoever I don't like, I'll say their name. Now, if it's something to where it involves other people, that's when I won't say a name because I'm like, okay, I don't want to get other people involved. But it's like me, if I'm funking with somebody, I'm saying a name. I'm not going to bullshit around and beat around the bush. No, say a name. What you scared for? It's the internet. Who going to slap you? Who going to slap you through the internet? It's the internet. Just say a name. The hate is real and the love is fake. Ooh, the factor. That's true. Bloggers should stop trying to be personal friend. I agree with you. I agree. And I was just talking about this. Like, if I talk about a celebrity, I don't tag them. Now, I'll hashtag it, but I won't tag them. And the reason why I don't is because, like, you don't want to be bothered with a whole bunch of shit. And especially if I'm not reporting on something nice about you, you definitely don't want to be tagged. Now, if it's something nice, then I'll be like, oh, I'm going to tag the celebrity and hopefully they repost it. But if I know it's something like If I'm posting something like, yeah, blah 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 has herpes, I know you don't want to be tagged in that. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they will dox you. Um, but yeah, I don't want to be tagged in that. If it's like blah blah blah, just found out that they had herpes, I'm probably not gonna tag the celebrity in that because I'm pretty sure they don't want to see that shit. You know what I mean? Right, Kay? Right. What's up, Rosemary? Thank you for coming. But yeah, Corey block you in a quick minute. But I'm not gonna tag them in that. And so sometimes, and granted, y'all do what you want to do. I'm not judging any of the bloggers and stuff like that. Um, but I just don't tag the people because I feel like that's antagonizing somebody and making them want to say something to you or clap back at you or I'm not craving attention like that. If they happen to see something, they happen to see it, but I'm not going to purposely try to antagonize you or anything like that. Now, will I ask like, hey, can we do an interview or something like that? That's different, but I'm not going to purposely try to antagonize you with something that I know is going to piss you the fuck off, you know? I'm proud of Armon. Jason started so Armon just finished it. Right. Right. And he had the right to respond. What do you think will happen next? Is it over? Well, Jason said that, oh, and let me finish with Jason. Jason said that he wasn't going to respond. And whatever happens, happens. And he said that, you know, he'll send the video talking about Armand's video that he did. He'll send the video over to his lawyer and they'll make sure that it's okay or whatever. If there's any discrepancy, there's no discrepancy or anything like that. That's why I put in there like, oh, is he trying to threaten like a lawsuit? It's almost like he's trying to scare him. You know, those are little trigger words right here. Oh, I'm gonna talk to my representative or I'm gonna speak with my lawyer and see. He didn't say sue, but he definitely implied like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and see, blah blah blah. All right, okay. Tundra Armand, yeah, I mean he did. He had the receipts for everything that happened and gave information on a lot of the backstory, you know, because we kind of knew, like, let's be honest, we all knew something was going on, right? Oh, Zaydon, yeah, I definitely want to drop the link for you because I know you used to be featured on Gagged. Yes, impromptu interview, y'all. Exclusive. Jason always threatened to sue someone. Right. But remember, it was like this whole thing about whether or not Nikki was going to who she was suing, and then she ended up suing Nosy or whatever. But I remember this whole big thing. He was all like, "Oh yeah, I ain't scared." Talking about Jason, he was talking about how he wasn't scared and shit like that. Right? I like that, like the Last Supper. Armand was out there like cool Mo D, right, in the Wild Wild West, with the intentional shots fired. Bruh is under the building, right? Right. And that's what I like too. I like that Armand didn't pussyfoot around it. Most people be all like, yo, I don't want to respond. You know, I'm going in this different direction. No, he was clear. You know, we love to say the saying, let's be clear. Oh, and shout out to all of y'all buying Let's Be Clear merch. I appreciate that. And you can go ahead and get your merch. It's down at the bottom, y'all. Somebody put the link in the chat as well. What's up, Zaydon? How you doing?
What's going on, AT2?
Nothing much. So did you watch everything?
I did. You know, I was like you trying to get I got the computer going on my phone watching Jason Lee. I'm bouncing back and forth on the Wiley show. But I wanted to talk about this whole topic because it looks like all the reporting that YouTube has done was actually accurate. The only thing that we didn't have was the receipts. And that finally Armand put the receipts out there. And let me tell you, it is what it is. A lot of people are saying, you know, I found a little more, I got more respect for Armand now because he addressed Jason Lee finally. But I feel like you addressed everybody else, but when it came to Jason Lee, you didn't say anything. Or you didn't
say anything. I was like, damn, you a punk.
You want to say anything. But today, you know, he had a lot going on. And let me tell you, a lot of people somehow, well, Jason Lee had the whole court thing where he took it from the Supreme Court with T.S. Madison and Kaya. I was the only person that came on Gagging with Jason Lee, the whole court scene, and made a whole court scene about it and was a big thing. He has never done the court scene since then, since I've been on the show. Tonight, I felt as though Jason Lee, and this is the thing, right? Jason Lee was talking about Kanye West on his show. But the minute we all got in his chat was saying, Armand's at 11K, Armand's talking about you, Armand dragging. Jason Lee was so spooked and nervous, AT2, he did not put none of the comments on the screen.
None. And they were calling him Bacon Lee. Y'all so
Bacon
wrong.
Lee, Sarah Lee, they were calling him all types of. He was so nervous that he didn't want to put none of the comments online. And then when the comments were addressing him about Armand, he finally said something. It was like, okay, well, it is what it is. Armand, I'm not jealous of you. I wish you the best. I have my whole team unblock you and follow you. What does it look like, right? If you're working at a job and your boss doesn't like one of the employees, right, and tells the whole team, I want you guys to unfollow everybody, unfollow him because I don't like this particular person. Your job, you do that.
That's some hater shit right there.
But since they work for Jason Lee, they have to. Now let me tell you this: Kelvin, that used to work for Jason Lee.
Go ahead and talk about that. I forgot to mention that.
Yes, Kelvin. He was a producer of Gagging with Jason Lee for a minute. He was one of his people that Jason Lee used to always talk down to, and you know how he talks to his staff, just reckless and ruthless,
very disrespectful and rude.
And so I was actually in Hollywood, right? You know, I was in West Hollywood. I was out partying and drinking and whatever. I ran into Kelvin. Kelvin came to the bar. I said, hey, Kelvin, what's popping? He's just seemed kind of down in the press. And I said, what's going on with your boss, Jason Lee? And he's like, I don't know. And he's like, we really like you, Zaydon. We want you back on the show. But Jason Lee, you know how he is in his ways. And I was like, yeah, but I'm saying, unfortunately, I got my own show now, Gag Review. I'm not going to be coming on Jason Lee. Because one thing about Jason Lee is that if he doesn't like what you're saying, he'll cut you off. He'll cut you off. So he won't let you go on his show and speak. One thing about the Wiley show is Wiley will let you speak and he'll let you speak. If he don't like it, he'll disagree. But Jason Lee, he'll just cut you off. So it came a point.
Shout out to Wiley for that.
It came a point where, you know, Armand was right. Jason Lee is a hater. He hates on other YouTubers. And it's my thing, right? If you have a platform and you're rich and you're a millionaire, wouldn't you want to help other people be building them up? Like, hey, Zaydon, you got a good show. Let me build you up. He got so upset that I started my own show, but didn't return that same energy to the same people on his staff tonight that has a show called As a Culture Returns podcast with Sharon and Jameer on their 5th episode. They haven't done it in over 6 months. But they're going to try to say, oh, we're going to be doing our show. And they actually wanted me to come on their show, AT2. And I said, honestly, it's not consistent enough for me. Y'all don't have the views. Y'all don't have the subscribers. Why would I come on your show to give you clicks and views? Why would I do that? And so I didn't come on their show because I feel like it was trash. And they still, to this day, only have 5 episodes. And so tonight was a great night. Armand burned his book. I was like, wow, that was it was.
Let me go ahead and put that picture back up for the people that missed it.
Burned the book. Hey, God must have forgot about me. Armand Wiggins must have forgot about you.
Right. I think he burned his hand too because I seen him like throw it down hella fast.
Yeah, I mean, because he's obviously in his house, and you know, if you don't put it out quick, that smoke detector is going to start, you know, beeping or whatever. You know,
So Zaydon, I wanted to ask you. So, what was like your relationship with Jason Lee? I know you were on the show and stuff like that, but what happened?
So this is what happened with Jason Lee. You know, I was a person that everybody attacked because I came with all the ideas on the show. I came with all the props. I was being the messiest. I was getting to it, all the staff. I was bringing the views. At one point, I did his show for 2 seasons, nearly 47 episodes I was on the show. And so my whole thing is with Jason Lee is that he never communicated with me outside of the show. I only communicated with him on the show. Jason Lee made a point to, I want to go on Bigo. Everyone go to Bigo, right? He want to also go. I didn't want to go on Bigo, right?
Right. Armand talked about that too, the whole Bigo thing. His obsession.
He wanted them to go, and come to find out, Jason Lee left Bigo, his whole Gag Nation, because of the lawsuit with Mother Tay, because he exposed 16-year-old allegedly talking to Mother Tay, and so now they're in a whole lawsuit with that whole situation. So that was the reason why Jason Lee left Bigo because it was too much drama and the whole guy was messaging. My whole thing is I'm on your show every single week giving you clicks and views, and you can come on create a Bigo and talk to some random people, and they can call you and get your number and talk to them. But with Zaydon,
but you couldn't talk to him.
Exactly. And so every week I have to feel like I gotta come on your show and be the villain because all the Gag Nation hates me because I started my own show at my own platform. I'm doing all this. The reason why me and Jason Lee fell out, I'm gonna make this very clear for you so you understand.
Okay.
I was working at a place in California at a hotel, not a hotel, it's an apartment luxury building. A lot of rich people live there. I was talking to one of these guys that I liked in the building, but I didn't know that he had knew Jason Lee. And I couldn't find out that this guy was married or was getting a divorce from the husband. And so the husband, I stopped talking to the guy because I felt like every time I talked to him, he was bringing up his husband. The husband did this, the husband did that. And I felt like, why am I going to keep talking to you every time I was calling?
Right. He still want to be with the husband.
Exactly. So I decided to let it go. The boy that I was talking to gave the ex-husband my phone number and came and started cussing me out about this and this and that and this and that. And so the boy ended up texting Jason Lee live on the show and read the text message on Jason Lee's show talking about me, right? Jason Lee came out of his mouth and he said, "Oh, I was on the show, said, Zaydon, was that you? Was that you?" And I was like, I was denying. I was like, no, let me tell you what's going on. And Jason Lee just took me off the screen and said, that'll be for next week's episode of Jason Lee's court case or whatever. And didn't give my life to respond. I went to Jason Lee's DM. I said, Jason Lee, I'm not going to give you those clicks and views. If you want me to have the show, I want you to come on my show and give me an interview. Give me some free merch. Or make me feel like I'm part of the Gag Nation. I never got no merch. I never got anything but free promotion from being on Jason Lee's show. And so
he used you as the comedy relief, basically.
And everybody thought that
you could be the punching bag that everybody hated on the show, but there was no benefit to you.
Basically. And then the thing is, everybody liked me on the show because I was always causing drama. Now, I'm not saying every episode has to be drama, but at least every other episode has to be a little bit of drama in it because people, like the drama.
Right, you need a little spice, a little bit.
And the thing is, I was that person to give them the spice on the show. And once I stopped coming on the show, people said the show is boring, it's dry, Jason he ain't the same no more. And so Jason has this thing where he loses out on all the relationships because of how he acts. He lost Fox Soul deal. He lost the iHeartRadio deal. He lost Kelvin. He lost Zaydon. He lost Armon Wiggins. He lost Yee. He lost so many. Nicki Minaj. There's so many people that he tries to attack. And his whole thing. He
burned a lot of bridges.
Right, his whole thing when Nicki Minaj is right. I can say 99 things bad about Nicki Minaj and say one positive thing. He says, "Oh, I said Nicki is a queen. Nicki has great music." But then this whole 99 things like you're saying is overshadowing everything that you're saying about Nicki Minaj. And so, here it is. And this is the thing, right? I posted the same clip that Armon Wiggins posted on my platform about the whole him wearing too much Balenciaga and the fact that that we thought that he was trying to take Yee's money out of his pockets. I know for a fact Jason Lee watches my social media. He watches my social media because I post and I tag him, and he made a comment on his show saying, "You could never be next to Kanye West." He was talking about me. That live that he did 2 weeks ago when he said Jason Lee versus the internet, he was talking about Tyrone Blackburn. He was talking about Armon Wiggins. He was talking about Zaydon because I post clips of him on my show, on my timeline because of the shows that I did. And the thing is, I post those clips because I was on your show. If I'm talking on your show or I'm on your show, of course I want to post it for my fans to see and look at. And so he is like upset that not only am I was going on a rampage against him, he said, "You know what? Anybody that has a problem with me, I'm just cutting them off, period. And I see how y'all moving." Jason Lee does not support Black media. If he supported Black media, he would be supporting Zaydon, support my show. He can't even come on my show, but yeah, you can go on Bigo and talk all your mess to all these people and get a lawsuit. Now you got a lawsuit with Mother Tay, and so now you're like, "Oh, I'm canceling Bigo now. I'm canceling this." Every time I look up, Jason Lee is canceling something. So
Right. And you know what the crazy part is too? Like it always seems that he uses people, but you can't never ask him for a favor because he was saying on his show like, "Oh, I was trying to help Armand out and do all this stuff, blah blah blah." And Armand was all like, "Yeah, well, he never relayed any of this to me." Um, is it a thing where like he'll ask you to do things, but there's like promises never made?
Yes, there is. I remember one point I was on his show, right? And I brought like
Mhm.
Christmas lights. And I like wrapped them in my circles around Christmas. And he told Kelvin, get Zaydon's address and send him some eggnog and wrap it with Christmas lights. And he never sent this to my house, number one. Also, too, because I didn't want to give him my
Right.
my address. My address, because I didn't want him, I don't know what he's gonna do with it. Not only that, let me give you some tea. The husband I was talking to, he makes about $500,000 a year, right? He has a lot of
Oh,
money.
he got money.
He
Okay.
got money. He ended up doing a whole background search of Jason Lee, a whole investigation of Jason Lee, and sent me the paperwork to my email. I got Jason Lee's addresses, phone numbers, how much money he has made, how many debts he has hold, how many I forget the word how you say it, but he got so many different collections, every address that he lived at for the past 7 years. And so the boy sent me all the information. He wanted me to come on my show to expose Jason Lee with the information, but what he doesn't know is, and I learned this from Jason Lee, if you put someone's phone number or address or anything like that on a public platform, he has a right to take it down. All you gotta do is search it, and it's gonna automatically take it down because you are exposing these numbers. That's why Armand, if you didn't notice, one of the text messages that he put on the screen, it was in black for some reason. I don't know why he put it in black, but it must have been something that he didn't want to expose.
Private information, right?
Private information to us on the platform. So that's the reason why that me and Jason Lee fell out. And to this day, I'm still doing content on him. I'm still talking about him because Jason Lee has a thing where he uses people. I never got paid for working on gagging with Jason Lee.
Right. So would he ask you to go on the show, or you would like basically force yourself on the show? Because people will say, "Oh, well, you clicked the link or you asked to be on the show, so why do I have to pay you?" Or did he reach out to you like, "Hey, can you come on? Can you do this?"
Okay, so he didn't reach out to me. If you didn't know, he started the show back in the pandemic. Pandemic, we're all at home and we're all doing nothing. And so I clicked the link and I started to come on the show. And so after I started to get, popular and come on the show and get a buzz and do all these things, I mean, I've done so much. I brought cash on the show, Christmas lights. I've argued with someone on the show. I brought a court case on your show. I've done all these amazing things on your show. And so I never asked for any money. But at one point, Jason Lee was like, well, I think we should pay you guys. I think that our show's going to get put on a network or something like that. And then we could just pay you guys after season 2. I remember him saying that. But come here months later, that still has not happened to this day. They still have not been paying us. They still haven't, and he wants us to come on the show, just do it for free. And the thing is, I stopped coming on the show because I feel like, you know what? Why am I going to give you all those clicks and views? The boy that I was getting to it with, who I was arguing with, I said, you know what? Pull up on my show. So if you guys want to go back and watch the episode to AT2, you can go see it for yourself. It's on my YouTube channel. I argued with the boy live on my show with his husband and had a whole kiki on my show. And so that's the reason why Jason was upset, because I didn't give him those clicks and views on his show. Because the boy didn't want to come on Jason Lee's show because he lives a private life and he didn't want to have that kind of exposure.
Right, that kind of exposure, right.
And so the husband was like, I don't want him to come on the show. Months later, right? They're finally getting a divorce, right? They got back together for a little bit, and then I come to find out now they're divorcing permanently this time because it just didn't work. So, but whatever.
Wow, that is crazy. So it's even though he wasn't paying you guys and you guys had the option, was it more like, hey, even though you weren't technically like signed like a contract, did he expect you to be there?
He did. So every
week, that's what I wanted to allude to.
Week, if you're the Gas Nation, he would expect you to be there because you brought views to the show. I don't know if you know Jay. Jay was on the show for a little bit. He brought he was a guy that was gay from New York.
I remember. Yeah.
With the glasses and stuff. He was on the show. You know, we had a whole group chat outside the show that we would talk about on the side, the whole Gag Nation. And he would, you know, come on the show. When you stop coming on the show, he'd be like, where have you been? What's going on? You know, saying all these things. And so Jason Lee, he's just a shady character to me, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, and the only thing why I was on his show, 82, is because it was the exposure, right?
Right.
Platform is bigger than me. Obviously,
take advantage of it.
Obviously, I'm gonna keep coming on a show because I want to get the whole exposure. You know, I've talked to so many celebrities being on a show. I talked to you know, Andre, which is on Bobby I Love You Per, Andre Marjo. I talked to Marlo Hampton. I talked to Reginae Carter. I mean, T.S. Madison. There are some people, Funky Dineva. I talked to so many people on his show that I honestly loved it. But honestly, Jason Lee is an evil person. He doesn't want anyone to be better than him. He doesn't want any of the content creators to outshine him. He should be building us up instead of trying to tear us down.
But the weird thing is that, hey, I don't want to help y'all anything else, but come over to Bigo. What, like, was he did he have a contract with Bigo? And I see a lot of y'all saying Bigo. No, it's Bigo. Bigo.
Yeah, it's not Bigo. It's Bigo. The thing was, he did create a contract with Bigo. And how Bigo works is that you are like Jason, like the head person, right? Kind of like, what's his name from, I forget his name. But you're the head person. You have all these people that are following you. And so they're going live and they're creating content or whatever. And the more you stream, the more beings you get and dragons and all these things come down.
The dragons, tigers, lions, and bears.
All of that goes to Jason Lee, and he divvies up the money depending on how much you have streamed. And so Jason Lee wanted us to go on the Bigo platform to basically make him some more money. The reason why he decided to cancel Hollywood, I'm sorry, what's the show called? Bigo Unlocked. I'm sorry, what's the show that Armon was on? What was that?
He said it was like Clubhouse Gag Days. They were on Clubhouse, Yes.
The reason why he canceled Clubhouse Unlocked because Clubhouse Unlocked was not giving him no money. Bigo was. And so, you know, I've just got this whole Bigo billboard, and he put it up all across the city and said, "Oh, I'm the leader of the billboard. I'm the head. I'm the king of the Bigo, whatever." And then once the drama got to be too much with Mother Tay and all the arguments and stuff, he decided that he wasn't going to, or his attorney said that it's not a good look for him to be on Bigo anymore. So he decided to close out the
because Bigo, it's like ratchet. Like what I've seen, and maybe I don't know what it is, but I've seen like the Nature Boys and like it's either the Nature Boys or it's like gay men going at it, dragging each other. That's what I've seen on there.
That you got Rick Rosa on there.
I've never seen anything like uplifting and positive.
And it's like, I have a job outside of real life with YouTube. I don't have time to be sit on a platform 15 hours a day dragging people on Bigo for nonsense, for being
and Armand was saying that he didn't want to do that. So T.S. Madison and Funky Dineva didn't want to do that.
No, they did not. The only person that Jason Lee could get over there on Bigo was Tamar Braxton, and she was only there for a short limited time, and she never said anything too incriminating on herself on Bigo because she knew it was what it was when she was on the platform.
Right.
So, it's just a whole mess, honestly, and I'm glad that Armon came out and exposed it. Jason Lee is probably getting ready for his next show. Now, you mentioned lawsuit. I was jumping back and forth with the shows.
Yeah,
I didn't remember he said anything about a lawsuit. What did he say?
So what he said was that he's gonna send if there's anything that he needs to send over to his lawyer, he's gonna send it over to his lawyer, and they're gonna deal with it. So he alluded to it. He didn't say lawsuit, but he alluded to legal action, because why would you send it to a lawyer?
At this 82, he got so many lawsuits going on right now. He don't need to be focused about another lawsuit that's going on. He needs to be focusing about doing his thing. Now, Jason Lee said that he's gonna drop these courses that he's apparently been working on. Now, I'm gonna buy the courses. because I want to level up and I want to see what I gotta do to outshine him in that way. So I'm gonna see what the courses are talking about. And while he's over here working on the Jason Lee show, trying to get a major
Yeah,
production.
he's trying to get some kind of network or something like that going with his own show.
But the thing is, when you burn so many bridges, who gonna want to work with you? And I'm telling you this, Blue Centric, she was the co-host of the Hollywood Unlocked show.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yeah, Blue, and so she had a birthday recently, right? Jason Lee didn't say anything publicly about her happy birthday, but DJ Damage had a birthday, and you see him on his story saying, "Oh, happy birthday to you, to his friend DJ Damage." But not to Blue. And coming to find out, Blue didn't say anything. I talked to her. She was saying that certain platforms that were bigger than hers were taking her words and putting it on their platform and making it sound like it was their verbiage or their intellectual property. Now, she didn't say Jason Lee's name, but I was talking to her and I said, if it is who it is, expose it. And so she alluded to it might have been Jason Lee who was taking her words and thoughts. And so she said she's gonna stop posting on Instagram because she feels like people with bigger platforms takes her intellectual property and say, "Oh, it's mine. I said that. I thought of that." When it's not the case.
Wow, Blue, call into the show. I'm just kidding. But yo, that is crazy.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even have put two and two together. But he didn't say any happy birthday to her, and like the way the show ended, it seemed like everything was peaceful and everything like that. So it's all like, why didn't you say anything to her? It's always like with Jason, it's like some kind of shadiness. Like I'm always one of those people like, I don't want anyone to get an interpretation that something is wrong. So I'm going to play it cool and professional. Behind the scenes is what it is, but I'm going to play it cool and professional in front of everybody and make sure that, I cross my T's, dot my I's and all that shit. So I don't look like I'm the one falling out with people or having some kind of situation with people, because it seems like Jason is always the catalyst. And one of his issues is always jealousy, or he feels like he's better than somebody or above someone.
Mm-hmm. And this is the thing, AT2. I was a big fan of Jason Lee. I was a big fan of him. Not on. So this is the whole thing, right? When I live in Hollywood or in Hollywood, right? I go to all the parties in Hollywood. It was at one point, it was BET weekend, and they were throwing all these parties, right? I got into the most exclusive McDonald's pool party. I so happened to be there at the Hollywood party, and I see Jason Lee when he was big Jason Lee. So I saw him. I took a picture with him, and I asked him. He was very nice. He was very humble then. Months later, right? The pandemic happens. I just so happened to get on his show because he started the show in the pandemic. And so that was the reason why I ended up being on Jason Lee's show. Now, I was a big fan of him. I liked him. But when I saw that he was treating me bad, or having the Gag Nation attack me, or he didn't want to support me, but he wants to send him cash apps, buy his merch, buy his book, buy his courses, buy his stickers, subscribe for $5 a month, all these things he wants us to do, but he's not giving that in return. So he said,
you can follow you guys on Instagram or like Twitter?
No, none of that. And this is the thing, right? He started a whole Gag Nation Instagram, right? Why is it that the official Gag Nation Instagram is not following no one in the Gag Nation? Not Zaydon, not Sharon, not Amber Lynn, not Jameer, not Sweetie Poo, not nobody.
Oh my God.
But Cardi B and the production team. What is Cardi B doing for Gag Nation?
Right.
I'm on your show every single week, giving you clicks and views and arguing and doing all these amazing things on your show. But the only thing that you give me is free promo on your show.
Right.
Never asked for no money, never asked for no check. But it got to a point where I stopped doing Jason Lee's show. And
it wasn't even about the money. It's just like, damn, at least if you could show me a little love, like shout me out, or, just something. Like, I think a follow should be free. Like, damn, you can't follow me and I support you and everything. Like, shit.
Right. You can't even give me a free free interview on your show. But yeah, you can go on Bigo and talk to all these people that you don't even know. But I'm on your show every single week helping you out with clicks and views. That's why people said his show is boring. If you notice, when I was on his show, all the Gag Nation was on his show, showing up with the merch and everything.
That's when I liked it during the pandemic. Like that's when I liked it, and then some. It just kind of fell off for me.
When I stopped coming on his show, when Jay and other people started coming on his show went flat. And people just started to come on there when they wanted to. And so it got fun. When we were doing the show, it was 2 days a week. It was on Tuesdays and it was on Thursdays. And when I started coming on the show, it was only on Tuesdays. And so that was a big night. Armand's over here with 15K in the chat, 16K in the chat. Armand and definitely over here with 2.9. So it doesn't matter. Who cares about YouTube? But yeah, you on YouTube trying to talk your mess. The only reason why he responded to Armon Wiggins was because everyone was in the chat talking about Armon Wiggins was dragging you, and that's the reason why he responded. You asked for the ad, Jason, and so now Armand gave you the ad. So now what?
Right. And he was dragging him the whole entire show. Like Jason had to respond. Like there was no way in hell he could have did that whole show and not responded. Like he had to respond back and say something. And he tried to take the how I put it, the classy route. Like, oh, I'm not gonna say too much, but you could tell that he was pissed off, and he's like, yo, like this dude is going off right now, and I gotta pretend like it don't faze me, but you know that shit bothered him.
It did. And I don't know what gastric bypass surgery Jason Lee had to make him change his personality, but I feel like ever since he got small, he lost all that weight. He's a different person. He's just not the same. He thinks that all this and he got all of this and all this Balenciaga. I got all this money and I got all these but yeah, you don't want to pay Armand for the show. You don't want to pay the Gagnets for the show. You can't even give us free merch for the show. But yeah, you go on your show giving a girl a ring light because her production is terrible, and then giving a green screen, but you ain't gave Zaydon nothing. Not nothing.
Yeah, that's weird to me, and especially for someone who say they want to build up Black people and stuff like that, and not help the Black people that are working with them. Like,
that's why no one wants to work with him. His old producer that was working with named Adam stopped working with him. Now he got Johnny on the production team working with him, and Ariella, she lives in New York. Kelvin don't work there no more. Blue don't work there no more because he got tired of paying them. Because I think at one point Gagging was getting more views than Hollywood Unlocked's views on YouTube. More views. If you actually do your homework, go back and see Blue and Damage and Jason Lee were not getting the views like that from Gagging. That's why Jason Lee created the whole Gagging Jason Lee show with the same colors as Gagging, so he can basically intertwine that to make it seem like, oh, this is a new show, but it's really the same concept. But instead of it being Gag Nation or Gagging Jason Lee, it's the Jason Lee show.
Right. So it's the Jason Lee show. It was something, and it wasn't on Fox Soul, which Hollywood Unlocked was on Fox Soul.
Yes, and so they weren't doing the numbers, and Jason Lee has to pay Blue and Damage all this money, and it's not producing the numbers that it wants to. That's why T.S. Madison's show is not on Fox Soul anymore, because it costs too much for doing the production, and it wasn't bringing in the numbers like they wanted it to. But as you can see, TGIF and the Queens, they doing that same show right from StreamYard.
Yeah. And they ain't upgraded nothing. I don't even think it's on Stream. I think they use Zoom.
Zoom or whatever.
The quality is shitty. It's just like me and you talking right now. Like it ain't nothing. They don't put no money into it. They literally just click live
and just be talking. But that's the thing, though. AT2. It's a low budget show, so when they make all the money from the views and Fox Soul, they're making money because it costs a low amount of money for them to produce the show each week.
Right, it costs nothing basically.
It costs nothing. They don't have clips. They don't have they have guests on every now and then or whatever, but it doesn't cost too much for them to make the show. That's why it's still on. T.S. Madison, if you didn't see her show, she was in a car. She was over here. She's doing that.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like a variety show. I think that's where she was trying to go with it, a variety show. But I just don't think Fox Soul was the right platform for that. I think she could have just did it on her own, right?
she could have, but she needed Fox Soul money, you know. Not see us mad at she back on YouTube, just like we back on YouTube, doing her Maddie Mondays on her show, and so she's trying to get Claudia Jordan to help her with Fox Soul getting her back on her show for season 2. If you don't know, Trick Daddy, I Got My Pops, he only had like 4 or 5 episodes, and they didn't post no more of his show on Fox Soul.
Oh yeah, huh?
Or Kitchen Talk with Mano. They did like 2 or 3 episodes and never posted that show ever again. Never ever again. So, but it is what it is.
Damn. That is crazy, yo. Yo, that's wild. Damn. Oh man, Zaydon, thank you so much for calling in. Was there anything else that you wanted to say?
No, I want to say thank you for having me on your show, and it was great. Hopefully one day I can have you on my show.
So I would love to. Yeah, let's schedule that.
So we can talk some real tea. But thank you for having me on your show, AT2.
Of course, and thank you for coming. I'll talk to you in the DM a little later.
Bye.
Bye. That was cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Smooth, are you still here? Hit me up in the private chat if that's still you. I don't know if that is or not. But y'all, yeah, today was wild. Today was crazy. Okay, you are still here. Okay. There we go.
Hey, can you hear
what's
me?
up, Smooth?
Hey, what's going on?
Can you hear me perfectly.
Okay.
Go ahead and sound off.
All right. So what I was going to say is that Armand gave like really a life lesson, like a life masterclass today. You know, because what he experienced with Jason Lee, we experience in everyday life with different relationships that we have. You know what I'm saying? You can't be in a common relationship with somebody when your commonality is that y'all have a dislike for somebody else. They never end well. That's a season. That's a relationship for a season. And also, like even in the workplace, anywhere you at, any walk of life, when a lot of times when people take you under their wing, they see something in you. And a lot of time what they see in you is a threat. So they holding you close to them so that they can hold you down. And that's what Armand put on display tonight. You know?
Do you think they only came together because of the whole Tasha K thing?
Well, remember, there's more than one. It's more than just Tasha K. They had even Kaya. They have similar enemies. But I think a lot of when I started seeing them connect, it was because of their dislike for Tasha K. And like I said, those kind of relationships only last for a season. So, and then you could see Jason trying to pull Kanye into his thing, like he not Kanye. Jason was trying to pull Armand into what he was doing. Armand was growing, so he invites him to his show to hold him back from what he was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like Armand was only as good as the next thing that he could do for Jason Lee. That's what I saw a long time ago. But you know, Armand just kept sticking with it. But he only was using him. Like I said, first they started out with the same common enemy. That's where I first initially saw it. The relationship starting to build. Because I had been watching Armand for a long time. And he would be doing, he might do a live, and he was in this conversation about Tasha K. Jason Lee would come in and super chat him and everything else.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a real friendship then.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna super chat you so then I can piss off Tasha.
Exactly. So those kind of relationships only last for a season anyway. I've never seen a relationship when y'all have a common enemy last longer than that, because it outgrows its usefulness. But Armand is very talented, and anybody that can see it, you can see it when he first hit the screen. I saw it in him. He had a swag, even at his lowest points on YouTube. There was a swag about him Just like there's a swag about you. The first time I saw you on YouTube, I'm like, I like this guy. It's something about this guy. You know what I'm saying? I like this. But Armand has that.
Right. He got that it factor. He just does.
And he's very talented, very quick. And so I can see why somebody who may be bigger than him at the time might have saw him as a threat. So
right.
Sometimes when people see you, they see that talent in you, they want to keep you close. So they do little things for you, but all of those things help them. And that's what I was seeing early in their relationship.
Right, because I think that definitely he could have had a relationship with Cardi B without Jason. He could have got a picture with Kanye without Jason. Like, I feel like he could accomplish all these things without Jason. I don't think he needed him for anything.
No, he didn't. I don't think so either. I think all Armand needs is a presence, and he will get whatever it is that he needs. If he's in the room, in any room, he's going to get what he needs. He just has that about him. And you can, like I said, and I learned tonight about their parental relationships. Armand has always had that support and love from his family. So you can see the difference in how he goes and get things. You can see that with anybody. He has that get up and go. Like somebody told him at a very young age, baby, you can be anything you want to be.
That's deep right there.
And I saw that in him from the very first time before I even knew what his family dynamic was. I saw that in him. Like he was, because he's fearless. So Jason Lee probably saw that, just like Tasha K probably saw that in Armand. And what they want to do is, like I say, they're going to hold you close so they can hold you down. But I'm glad he saw through that. And then when he started playing like the conversations of how Jason Lee was talking to him, I'm like, oh my God, how did you put up with that for so long?
Right. How did he accept that? Like, I would have been said, like, yo, hold up now. I don't care what connection you got.
How did he put up with that for so long? But I'm glad I'm glad he did it the way he did it today, because he could have went off the handle a couple weeks ago. But I'm glad he did it. He patiently laid it all out. Like, everybody is seeing that, everybody's seeing that Tiffany Haddish situation, and they think, oh, this is where it started. But I started seeing it a long time ago.
No, I started seeing it when that whole Kanye thing, when the picture got taken down. I was like, oh yeah, something going on.
Yeah. I started, but I'm like, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you are doing. Because see, that these people would not even be attracted to you if something big wasn't gonna happen. And I say that to you too all the time. If something's big gonna happen for you, because you got too many snakes coming at you. That's
so
how
true.
it always works.
They start coming when they see something in you, they start coming.
They see you moving a certain kind of way. They like, oh no, we got to. How do we obstruct this? You know, when you see a bunch of snakes hanging around somebody, you know that person is either they got to cut the snake off at the head and keep it moving, because something big is in store for that person.
Exactly. I totally agree with that. But I have a question though. It seems like Armand always gets in kind of like these mentor relationships. Like, hopefully now he thinks like he doesn't really need one. Not saying that Jason was his mentor, but that's kind of the way the relationship was, right?
Well, it was kind. I don't think he ever needed a mentor. Just like I didn't think you needed a mentor, because y'all just had to learn the field, the terrain. That's it. Once y'all got the feel of how the terrain is going and how to navigate through all the different algorithms, and how y'all was gonna be fine without a mentor. Because I don't think the people who were trying to mentor them have the background to even be a mentor. You can't be a mentor, and because you have to, essentially you have to care about somebody and you want to see them get the best to mentor
Yeah, I don't
somebody.
want them pulling a Coach Stormy on me.
Exactly. You
The
can't
low
be,
vibrational plates.
yeah, if you can't mentor somebody if it's not really in your heart to be a mentor. You know what I mean? But I think what he was trying to do is he was trying to get alignments. So he had to build these relationships. It's just like he tried to control Armand's content. It's like, no, you can't talk about that. Oh no, don't talk to that person. Or, try to hinder a lot of his relationships with different people. Like that whole Cardi thing where he's like trying to grill him and tell him, look, you down here to be with Cardi. No, I'm not. He's like, I'm coming down here to buy a puppy. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that a lot of times these bigger YouTube channels try to bring in a lot of the smaller YouTube channels so that they can have a grip on the content and control the content. Then I can go to this particular celebrity and say, oh, don't you worry about this because I can have this person do this, and that. So when he didn't line up with that whole Tiffany thing, and that's another thing about Armand that I appreciate is his objectivity. He did not, he reported it the way he saw it coming. Nobody was going to give him talking points. And that's the same with you. Nobody gives y'all talking points. Y'all give y'all own opinion. Y'all think with your own mind. Nobody has got their hands stuck up y'all butt telling y'all say this, say that, say this, say that. But I think a lot of the larger YouTube channels will gather up as many small channels that do this type of commentary and say, okay, don't talk about this. Don't do that. Then they can go to whatever celebrity friend that they have and say, look, I got this under control. Ain't nobody gonna ain't nobody gonna come for you because this YouTuber here, this big YouTuber there, they gonna do whatever I tell them to say.
Right.
And I think that's where our mind's like, oh no. No, you're not gonna tell me how I'm gonna run my channel. Our mind was very objective about that whole situation, and he's been objective about a lot of situations. You can't say pick a side with him. You really can't. He's very good in that way that, if he feels a certain way about something, he's gonna speak his mind about it, and nobody's gonna tell him how to report it. You still there? Yeah, in order to mentor somebody, you definitely have to care about mentorship and you want to see that person grow. You can't be a mentor to somebody and hold them back at the same time. And that's what I see with a lot of people who claim to be mentors.
Right. Okay. I had to switch over to my laptop. Something happened to my phone. I don't know what the hell happened. So I switched over to my laptop.
I saw you kept dropping out. I'm like, wait, am I doing this by myself now?
I was like, oh shit. I think my phone overheated or something like that. That's also like, oh damn it, what happened? But yeah, I agree with what you're saying too. And somebody made a comment about so that's why these YouTubers team up to slander Cardi B.
Yeah, they can team up to form. They have an alignment of, okay, like one particular person can control a whole bunch of them because they got so many YouTubers up under them that they so-called mentoring. And that person, and it's just almost like the same thing with Armand. Armand is like saying, well, this is how I've gotten where I've gotten. Like people trust what he does because he's doing it his way. So now you got somebody coming in and like he would say, Jason would tell him not to talk about certain things, no, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't tell me.
Like
you're doing commentary
on what to do.
Like, exactly, you're doing commentary on trending topics. And that is trending, and that's the conversation we're gonna have. And I'm going to give my point of view on that.
Don't be friends with celebrities if you don't want to have opinions on,
Exactly.
you know.
Well, and that's the thing with Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams
Mhm.
wasn't friends with a whole bunch of people. You
She
know,
would say that all the
yeah,
time.
and they didn't, a lot of celebrities didn't care for her. But she was able to report it how she wanted to report it. She was
Right.
able to give
She
her
did it the
commentary.
best way. She knew not to be friends with these people. You report the news and you go about your day. Like, get you a real friend, you know, around the corner or something like that. Don't be trying
Yeah.
to be friends with celebrities. You're right about that.
So I mean, that's that's all I wanted to say. I think, like I said, Armand gave really a master class,
Yeah.
a serious master class, and I think it's very important that people remember that you have to take all of these like relationships that you have in YouTube space with a grain of salt. You can't take everything to heart because sometimes it is just for a season.
Right. And the moral of the story, no mentor. Hashtag no mentor.
There you go. Because you
All
didn't
right,
have no mentor.
right. All right, Sue. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right, you guys. We're gonna go ahead and end the show right there. I just want to say thank y'all for everybody for supporting me. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. So let me know in the chat or in the comment section if you're watching the replay. Are you Team Armand or Team Jason? Let me know in the chat. Either way, I don't know either or. So hell, whatever you say, you say. So it is what it is, y'all. But thank y'all for checking out the show. I love each and every one of y'all. I didn't get any super chats or anything like that, but if I got any Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, I'll definitely message you and thank you later. So that definitely, I appreciate all of y'all. We out of here. Good night, y'all. Deuces.